and gentlemen, I'm about to sing the sad song of Romeo the Internist and Juliet the surgeon. And you know how it ends. Romeo was a kind and sensible internist who cared about his patients and cared about his charts. He loved blood and being a hematologist, but he lacked the beating of another heart. Juliet lived for thoracic surgery. She opened up lungs and hearts and fixed anything. But her own heart, it was a tragedy. It was lonely and her ring finger missed a ring. One night in the ICU there lay a septic priest. Romeo gave blood and Juliet drained the chest. They fell in love as she touched him with her glove. The priest passed away, but love was here to stay. Romeo and Juliet, internist and surgeon, they were a bad bet, their love was virgin. Romeo and Juliet, internist and surgeon, they were a bad bet, their love was virgin. Romeo and Juliet got symptoms of love, blushing and tremors and lower IQ. They flew in the hallways like turtle doves, but now troubles came right out of the blue. 'Cause Romeo's colleagues said, is she the one for you? She is a simple carpenter, a pleb who liked pus. She cannot spell anemia, uremia or flu. Use your brain and fall in love with somebody like us. And Juliet's colleague said, what have you done? He cannot use a scalpel, he cannot even sew. He thinks before he talks, he's boring, he's no fun. He even has empathy, time to quit the show. Romeo and Juliet, internist and surgeon, they were a bad bet, their love was virgin. Romeo and Juliet, internist and surgeon, they were a bad bet, their love was virgin. Friday on the grand round, there was a fight. Internists against surgeons, no one saw it start. Romeo tried to keep the enemies apart, but somehow stabbed his pen in the chief surgeon's heart. It hurt very much, and he died. Romeo fled to a cheap motel. Juliet went on sick leave, it was a tragedy. Without Romeo, heaven became hell, so she went to the professor of pharmacology. He gave her a pill that made her sleep very deep. And Romeo came running and thought she was dead. She was so pale and fair, and he began to weep. He took her scalpel and his white coat turned red. He sunk to the ground and lay down by her side. And Juliet woke up, terrified and cried. She said, "Oh, please, you're always overreacting. You think too much, a typical internist." She took a needle and a thread and stitched up her friend. But after that they were never lovers again. Romeo and Juliet, internist and surgeon, they were a bad bet, their love was virgin. Romeo and Juliet, internist and surgeon, they were a bad bet, their love was virgin.